All right, y'all. I want to give a little love today to Reverend Brother Warren Haynes. It's hard for me to even describe how much Warren has influenced me as a fan of the Allman Brothers, as a student of the Allman Brothers, as a scholar of the Allman Brothers. He's been an absolute constant from the minute I discovered the band in 1993. Everybody talked about the magic that the band had recaptured in the Dreams reunion and forward. And sure enough, when I saw Warren for the first time with Alan Woody in November of 1993, I remember thinking, I cannot believe this band is still this good and good enough to move me. And Warren was a really, really, really huge part of that. A couple years later, he left and joined Government Mule. Well, actually didn't leave to join Government Mule. He and Woody founded Government Mule, I guess, a year after I'd seen him the first time. And 3 years later, 1997, they left the Allman Brothers band to go do Government Mule full time. That's another story I'll tell at another point. But I know that when Warren came back in 2001, after Woody had died and really spent that last 13 years with Derek Trucks beside him, they were just a tremendous guitar partnership. Although really, Warren is probably one of the most generous souls. And I've read and heard from all of these folks. I don't talk to them as much. It's mostly just observing what a generous soul Warren is, continues to be, and it comes through in his music. And today I posted this quote on all over social media, and I wanted to share it with y'all because it was just really wraps it up perfectly. I'm going to read it. It's pretty long and I don't have it memorized. What Warren said, I've always maintained that if I was going to join a band I grew up listening to, the Allman Brothers band would be at the top of that list. It's a once in a lifetime experience, and it's also something you can never prepare for. No one is ever prepared for the opportunity to join a band that is an institution like that. I was preparing myself for an entirely different career trajectory, and that just came along and disrupted the apple cart in a good way. And you're damn right it did. Warren is a 5-tool player. He's a killer, actually, let me say 5-tool musician. He's a killer guitar player. I mean, that's probably the top of the list there. But Warren sings, he writes, he arranges, and he is a leader on stage. In fact, there's only been 2 or 3 times I've ever seen Warren play where he was not clearly the person directing things that were going along on stage. And I think the other thing I've always liked about Warren is his partnership with Alan Woody, a bass player, rest in peace, Woody, energy not only that they brought to the Allman Brothers when they came back in the band in 1989, but also really the spirit they played the music and sort of kicked the band in the ass. Anyway, there's a little love for Brother Reverend Haynes, and I hope you all get a chance to listen to some Soul Shine today or something else in Warren's honor, along with the Allman Brothers band.